Hi ADHD friends, ready to become gutsy cooks? Let's start now. Today we're going to make overnight egg casserole. My mother would call this the egg casserole. This is what we make at Christmas and brunches and holidays, but I make it more often than that because it takes very little time to put together, maybe 10 minutes, maybe less. You put it in the refrigerator overnight, and in the morning, you have a great dish. So let's get started. Gather your equipment, ingredients, and yourself. For this dish, I'm going to read the equipment and ingredients for our visually impaired friends. This is a good time to pause, or you can listen. Sometimes I give some extra hints and tricks while I read the ingredients, or you can go to the next timestamp. The equipment is an 8x8 baking dish, a cutting board, bread knife, small mixing bowl, a whisk, measuring spoons, measuring cups, a liquid measuring cup, and olive oil spray or any kind of baking spray for the bottom of the dish. The ingredients are 5 slices of bread, 5 eggs, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, that's the spicier mustard, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup of whole milk or skim milk, either will work. Whole milk gives it kind of a richer texture and flavor. 1 cup of shredded cheddar, and you will need plastic wrap or cling film. Get ready. Spray the bottom of the 8x8 baking dish with olive oil spray. And then we're going to work on cutting the crusts off the bread. You cut the crust off and cube the bread, or you can tear it up in pieces. Here I'm using a bread knife. You can see it is a longer serrated knife. Your chef's knife will just flatten the bread. And so you need to work in a back and forth motion so that you don't smush the bread together. You're just sawing through it. And with this, you can also just tear up the bread. I like to do that too. Crack the eggs into the mixing bowl. Combine. Scramble the eggs in a mixing bowl. You're going to count to 30 while you mix. Then you're going to add your milk and your salt and your mustard. Whisk all these together, counting to 30. So at least scramble your eggs some and then give it a good counting to 30 mix when you get all of the ingredients together. So here I wanted to show you, and this is not edited at all for this section, how easy it is to shred your cheese. This is exactly how long it takes to shred a cup of cheddar. This is something that will immediately improve your cooking by shredding your own cheese. A lot of times the already shredded cheese you get in the bags is coated with some kind of corn flour or maltodextrin, and that's why it melts unevenly. Pour the mixture over the bread cubes, and you want to do this kind of evenly. You should have clean hands, so you can reach in that bowl and get the rest of the cheese out. And then see, I'm spreading the cheese over evenly, and I'm pushing down any of the bread chunks that aren't quite down in the egg mixture. You want to make sure that everything has been submerged. And now we will wrestle with the plastic wrap. One of my children despises plastic wrap because it does not listen to her. The trick with plastic wrap is touching it as little as possible. See, my fingers only touched the edge and then tucked it in. Heat. In the morning, you're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Then you're going to bake it in the oven for 45 minutes. I want you to set 2 timers for real. If you set a timer in the kitchen and you're in the bathroom taking a shower or blow drying your hair, you're not going to hear it. You're going to forget you had something in the oven and leave for work. I don't like to paint negative pictures, but I really want to impress upon you the importance of setting 2 timers for the egg casserole. Public service announcement over. Well, almost. I also want you to use those dry pot holders to take it out of the oven. I know I go over these things ad nauseum, but it's for your safety. Finish and serve. You're going to cut the casserole into 6 slices and use your serving spatula to get them out and serve them on plates. This casserole is yummy, hot, cold, or reheated. Extra fancy. To make this casserole extra fancy, you can add sausage, a half a pound of sausage. And if you're adding meat sausage, you need to increase the baking time for 1 hour. You're going to crumble and brown the meat sausage in a skillet before starting the combined step. So that's where you would put that direction in. And then drain the sausage well on paper towels. If you use vegetarian sausage, I do recommend going ahead from frozen to putting it in the microwave and then breaking it up, but you don't need to drain it. Careful. This casserole is very rich, especially if you add the meat. So be careful with adding salt. Cheese, bread, sausage already have salt in them, so you want to pay careful attention to the salt and seasonings that you're adding. If you like this recipe, please subscribe. Thank you for your time and attention. Now go get gutsy.